Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening in to a little chat with Yaco and Rie. My name is Rie Cherie, and I'm here with my friend Yaco. Hi, Yaco.
Hey, I'm Yago. Thank you for listening. Rie, you are so excited.
Well, the thing that we have in common is our yoga training. We have done much of our yoga teacher training together and have always enjoyed studying and learning together. And since we still do talk about yoga and things surrounding that topic, we thought we would share this out with the rest of the world. So thank you if you're listening. I really appreciate that. What are
Oh,
we going
thank
to
you
talk
for
about
Rie.
today?
Yeah, thank you for Rie talking about everything, explain to everybody. Yeah, so today we are talking about Yoga Sutra 1, first pada and 2. And that's a huge one. They are talking about the yoga's goal. YOGAS CITTA VRTTI NIRODHAH. Even the book said if you can do this, number 2, then you are done. You don't need to read any other Yoga Sutra, right?
Right. So the restraint of the modifications of the mind stuff is yoga. So if you can restrain your mind stuff, you don't need to continue. What what is this mind stuff, Yaco?
So the mind stuff to me, so my mind started like wandering or started more emotion coming, uh the sadness, the upset, or even like more fun stuff, but like I'm listening to you, but like started something good smells or some sounds coming and started my mind wandering.
Ah, so what you're talking about is the way that your mind works, the way that you think, and the kind of patterns of how your mind works and leads you towards thinking different things. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. And I I'm taking from, well, I know from personal issues myself that when you don't have control of your mind stuff, it can be very bad. But
Right.
it's such a it's such a place to be, even to be in a place where you can see the difference between the mind stuff and what you would consider maybe yourself or your true self. Yeah, how often in our day do we even acknowledge the fact that what I'm thinking in my head is not the person who I am?
Hmm.
Usually we think everything that's going on in our heads is who we are.
Hmm.
That's how
Okay.
we see ourselves or hear ourselves. I agree with you. This is huge.
Hmm. Right. And I'm because I first time read this Yoga Sutra is like 2008, so like long time ago. My understanding is a little change. So quite often I think, oh my God, my mind started bother me. And those, if you started observing, I noticed my own patterns. So this is easy to like started upset, or I think my mind has created some the habit, the tendencies, and patterns. Do you have something like that, Rie?
Oh, yes. I mean, I have lots of personal tendencies. One of
Okay.
mine is I'm not good enough, or um, it's I'm not knowledgeable enough, or something like that. Kind of like an imposter's kind of syndrome. I'm a teacher, but what do I know? I don't know all that much. But I also struggle more so, I think, sometimes with thoughts that I have accumulated from society, and from media, and um, also from like issues, my family past issues, those kinds of things. And it's really not necessarily an easy thing to differentiate yourself from those kinds of thoughts.
Mm,
So
right.
like I'm I'm feeling a little sad. What can I do to cheer myself up? Oh, I'll have a chocolate bar, or get
Okay.
ice cream, or and that's comfort food. But where did that come from? Well, that came from advertising.
Okay.
Pure and simple, like when you're a little kid and you see somebody gets a treat on a commercial, and suddenly they're the happiest person on the planet, right? That's the lesson that you learn, and you learn to think that. And that's not really something that comes from the true self. That's something that comes from outside. So this ability to notice, we're moving into this third sutra here, because the ability to notice the difference between mind stuff, things that you think, and the true self, um, is a very important, I'm going to say, human power. And so I think that most people need to learn the sutras, or how to, as they say here, modify, restrain those modifications of the mind.
Right.
I think
When I
in
started learn
school.
this, the true self, when I started reading this book, I had really scared about to know true self, the big name, right?
Right.
And I might be a bird person, because of so much emotions covered my true self, and sometimes
Mhm.
bother myself, but sometimes feel like scared to everything out to see true self. So when I started learn this Yoga Sutra, oh my God, true self, my true self is good one, or could be maybe I'm like originally bird person. That's what I thought.
That's scary.
Right? But
I
actually
think
they are.
that that concept, though, I think is um, not what they mean. I think, because I know that the self, the true self, is maybe you need to not even put the word true on it, but it's not good or bad. you
Right.
know it's like a pure energy that is not good or bad.
Right.
And so that's a scary perception. And have you been able to change that perception of your true self?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Yay!
Yeah.
Well,
So
we
that
just actually talked about the fourth sutra as well.
uh at other times assume the forms of the mental modifications.
Yes. So that's talking about how you just like your example there of looking at your true self initially was very scary, because you thought, oh, the possibility might be that I'm not a good or not the person I want to be. And those are the thoughts, those are your identity getting mixed in with those thoughts.
Yeah, probably those thoughts also are part of the mental modifications or something like that.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. I think
Right.
that another way to say modifications of the mind stuff would be to call them thoughts.
Right.
Yaco, when we were studying this, and um, it dawned on me that, like, I really think that this kind of a philosophy, and this is not the only, yoga is not the only philosophy that kind of follows this kind of track. But being able to distinguish yourself from your thoughts should be something that we teach our children at a
Mm.
younger age,
Mm.
like especially, I think developmentally around the age of puberty, it will be effective and it's most needed, you know.
Mm.
You remember the way that you thought about yourself when you were a teenager? I
I
remember
Right, right.
I
It
had
will be very
no
helpful.
clue. Yeah,
Me neither.
it would be extremely helpful. I had no clue and I suffered a lot, you know.
Right. And then also, I came to yoga practice as a physical practice, but when I started learning more philosophies or the more energies, and my practice definitely go deeper. So like those, you know, combination makes my practice really rich and helpful.
Yeah, because you get to look at your whole self as you are now. It's not just your physical body, or it's not just the modifications or the thoughts in your mind. And it's not just that energy of your true self, it's all of those things together that really make up who you are right in this moment.
Right. So the whole myself, me, right? So like, because I'm not only the physical body or not only the thoughts. So that's those whole combination makes right now this me. So
And you're
I think,
such a lovely you.
oh, thank you, Rie. You are too. Hey.
I like
So the time is coming. So like we are talking about just this some mind stuff, the modification of mind, make a ripple in our mind. But then next time we talk about what makes the ripples kind of things. How about that?
Oh, okay. So that would be going towards the sutras 5
5?
and 6.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let's do that next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, Rie. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a nice day.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.